Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and yeah, we've got a brand new map update. This is on the official Old World website and this is really cool. Because this is an interactive map, you know, kind of Google Maps style, and you can go around it. This is what I'm doing right now. Certain places are clickable, which give you information about stuff, which is obviously very important. And you can learn about a few different factions which are active throughout this period. Not only that, but if you click on some of the icons which are fully clickable, you'll get a little bit of a lore dump, sometimes being introduced to new characters, such as Estalians, Talians, Kislevites. Not all of them are active at the moment, which I imagine this will happen as we start getting more new lore dumps, but this is genuinely really interesting, and there's a few reasons why. First up, this is the extent of the map at the moment, which covers all of Norska, a little bit of Kislev, not all of it, a little bit of the Plain of Zard that's not been fully fleshed out just yet, a bit of the Mountains of Morn. We can see the Dragon Isles, a lot of the areas down where the Desolation of Nagash is. There's a lot more of the Southlands added in than I expected to, which is really interesting. Obviously, there are a lot of Tomb Kings in that area too, but you know, the Kingdom of Beasts is there too. The Jungle of the Gods. This is all Lizardmen territories. A little bit of Araby. It's a shame that not all of it is there. But yeah, there is a lot of territory. So I guess this is basically going to be the setting for Edition 1. Curious that a little bit of the Dragon Isles were added in textured too, honestly. Might be that we're going to see some interesting lore over there. Yeah, super cool. What's really curious is certain factions that are in the map are also clickable. Like, for example, what is assumed to be the Blood Keep. We know Lord Harkin is here. So, yeah, this is actually genuinely really curious. Does that mean that we're going to get a plot point with the vampire counts? We know obviously that the Von Carsteins are mostly dead or in hiding, but the other vampire counts are very much active. So it would be really cool to get plot points on them. We know that they're not getting an arcane tome. They're going to be a PDF faction only. That is maybe until edition 2, which hopefully if things go well, we'll get. I really hope so, because I want to see the glorious return of Warhammer Fantasy here, not just one and done. But yeah, and if you go throughout the whole map, you can see little details like Karak Azul is active, you know, Barak Var, Sufbar. There's so much detail that you can really zoom into, even with just certain areas of interest like Akendorf, the Tower of Shadows. Lots and lots of detail has been put into this map, which is absolutely amazing. Perhaps the most interesting thing about this that I hadn't actually noticed until just now is that it's not just faction banners and kingdom banners that are clickable. Sometimes it's just landmarks, like, for example, the pyramids, the Great Pyramids, a few of them in Nakara are clickable, and they'll give you some information, they'll give you some detail. I am amazed, actually, more than anything else. This is really cool. An amazing effort by Games Workshop. Obviously, something like this couldn't really happen for stuff like Age of Sigmar, where Age of Sigmar is so massive in terms of scope and scale, plus a lot of it isn't really mapped out too well. Whereas Warhammer the Old World, you know, the Warhammer Fantasy world it's limited in scope and scale, right? Even when you zoom in, it's everything. It's just one planet, one setting, one area. Alright, this is something really interesting for you Total War fans. You might remember that I've said that the map for Warhammer the Old World is way far off from being true scale, right? And yeah, now we can actually show something which shows that, right? If you look towards Averland over here, there is a lot of territory. There is actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 settlements, right? And those are like bigger settlements. So there'd be smaller towns. You can see that there's castles and so on, but there could be some hamlets in between. This is like the true scale. This Averland in Warhammer 3 has, 3 settlements? Yeah, I think about 3. So it shows on how absolutely massive the Warhammer Fantasy world can be, which I don't know if the Old World mod for Warhammer 3 is even this big. But then again, you know, we don't want our computers catching fire and 17-minute turn times. I just thought it would be something interesting for you guys to see here. It's fairly obvious that they're using this map to build up for characters in the future, as, yeah, it just makes sense, right? We're going to be introduced to a lot of them through novels, there's some that I'm expecting through campaigns. For example, with the Dukedom of Musalon, you know, Maldred is a thing, and he is outright messaged. So this is a whole Black Grail storyline, which we're all kind of expecting at one point because, I mean, why not? It would be super cool. Could you imagine an Army of Infamy, which is a half vampire count, half Bretonnian force? That's pretty much what everyone has envisioned from it. And it would just be amazing to have that here. You know, I would absolutely love that. Themed armies is something so important. And we're already getting hints of that with, you know, the Border Prince stuff and the Exile Knights. But yeah, if we got more as time progressed, White Dwarf supplements, just like we used to have in good old days of 6th edition, it would just be incredible. This map is going to add in a lot of context for people as, I guess, they start doing more lore dumps. I'm imagining that they're going to start doing this on a regular basis. I am really happy with this. Honestly, the more they add in, the more context, even for little landmarks, this is a great way to expand on pretty much a setting that we know a lot about, but only 200 years in the future. This is going back 200 years in the past. We don't know what's changed. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff like borders, which are different. Kislev is much larger at this point in the timeline, so it would be nice to see that expanded. Really curiously enough, we haven't seen a proper world expansion. We know Cafe is a thing. We know Cafe is going to be a playable faction for Warhammer the Old World. But unfortunately, no good look at Cafe, despite the fact that we've actually seen a map for it before. So maybe down the line, and I imagine the reason why they haven't done that is because they'll have to go into the Mountains of Morn, they'll have to show off map cutoffs of Ind and Koresh, and they probably are trying to map that area out for future stuff. Remember, the Games Workshop do think about the whole thing of a door ajar situation, and I really do think that eventually, if things go well, we might get those territories, those factions, those races. Games Workshop have also said, like, they're kind of open to the idea. When asked directly about them in the Warhammer Fest Q&A, that was in May this year. Sorry, it's not 2024 yet. They were asked and they said, well, you never know for the future and stuff. But they seemed optimistic, especially as people started like really cheering for that stuff. So yeah, I mean, if the sales go well, that's the big thing, right? We need to make sure that we're supporting this if we want to get support from Games Workshop, right? It's one of these big issues where if we don't support it, if we don't support this system, we are not going to get a lot of updates. This is what eventually killed Warhammer Fantasy originally, and I don't want to see this happen again. I'm super hyped up. I know that you guys aren't keen on the old models, and that doesn't mean buy loads of old models if you don't want to. But keep active, you know, keep talking about it. Games Workshop want to see how people react to stuff, and I think that that's going to show what's going to happen in the future. I don't know. Maybe it's wishful thinking. There's a lot of hopium and copium here, I must admit, but I'm really excited, man. This map is stunning, and I can't wait to see more. The map itself will be linked in the description below. Check it out. See if there's anything that you might find of interest, because I haven't been able to see everything. I have to run around. I'm doing some shopping today. I'm buying some more paints. And yeah, I'll see you all again very, very soon, guys. Have a good day.